Hey guys, today is, what is today? September 10th of 2019, and I'm back up here at Hilltop 91. Got in here yesterday, and I've got a new visitor with me. Maybe we'll get him on video a little later, but anyway, um, I'm going to talk about my last sighting I had. I kind of briefly mentioned it in a previous video, and at that point in time, I wanted to make sure I had the recreation done, so I could verify what I was looking at and how big. But anyway, um, I was sitting exactly where I'm standing right now, and if you see, do this right, this tree, this burned out stump, this tree. Well, if you look between those back across the road, you see the dense trees over there, and that's where he was standing at. And I'll walk you over and show you exactly where it was standing, and tell you a little bit about the recreation that we did. But so anyway, on that particular late afternoon, I was sitting there, and I heard a branch break over here, and so I looked over, and lo and behold, there was somebody standing there. But I wasn't real sure that that's what I was looking at, or was I actually looking at just darkness in the trees. And I kind of had said something to the effect of, "Am I really seeing you?" Something to that effect. Um, and he started to rock back and forth. And initially, because I know the ground drops back here, I initially thought he was much bigger than he was. Um, Yellow tape might be coming into view. But yeah, I came back here and marked where I saw him at, and he was actually standing in front of this tree right here. And so Chuck came back here with me, and I sat in the same exact spot and using the two-way radios, and he wasn't as big as I thought he was, but he's still big enough. He was excuse me, sorry about that. Right about 7 foot, and you know, a little bit broader than Chuck in the shoulders. You know, more than a little bit, but not massively wide. But so when I saw him standing there, and I said what I said, and he started to kind of rock back and forth a little bit. That let me know exactly what I was looking at. I was actually seeing a forest person. And so what I did is I said, "I'm going to come over to you." And I got up out of the chair. I never took my eye, yes, eye, not eyes, never took my eye off him, never blinked. And I walked that same path that I just walked with you. But when I got to the road, um, he just vanished. Um, I can't explain it. Excuse me. And so much of this there's just no explanation for. And so what do you do with that? It wasn't a figment of my imagination. He didn't duck down. He didn't walk off. because I never took my eye off him. And just gone. You know, and so many people out there seem to have a problem with the fact that the forest people have supernatural abilities, and yeah, there's just no explanation for that. You know, you try that sometime. You know, take an object, never take your eye off it, never blink, and walk towards it. And when you get there, it'll be there. Well, that wasn't the case with this. Yeah, so, you know, I've had so many people tell me that, you know, with other sightings that I've had, that, you know, I lost track of them and they were able to get away from me, or, you know, they belly crawled. You know, that's, you know, I tell them that's not the case. They just have vanished. But, yeah, this one, you know, he absolutely vanished. Okay, so why don't I have pictures of it? Why don't I have video of it? It's plain and simple. I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. I'm not, you know, here to prove or try to disprove the existence of anything. Give me a second here. You know, my whole goal out here is to develop trust, and to experience them. And the interactions I have, you know, clearly speak for, you know, what I'm doing. Yeah, I know, you know, we need video proof. You know, we need photographic proof. You know, I'm not doing that. You know, I made a promise to them, you know, back in 2017, that I would never try and take pictures or video of them ever again. I tried to, you know, do the sneaky thing, walking with my GoPro pointing behind me, and you know, doing different things like that. Leave my GoPro set up on a stump, and you know, see if maybe they're following me and stuff like that. And when I do stuff or did stuff like that, the activity dropped. I mean, almost to nothing. You know, so it didn't take rocket science to figure out that, you know, they don't want their picture taken. They don't want video. They know what they are, and they're just not going to, you know, interact like they normally do when I'm not using video equipment and camera traps and stuff like that. I've moved way past beyond that, and the interactions and the sightings that I'm having, you know, spoken language on audio, it's just phenomenal activity. And you know, it's when I come out here, I'm out here as a guest. I don't come out here to be an intruder. And that's the thing that, you know, a lot of people just don't seem to understand, that, you know, this is their home. You know, how would you feel if somebody came in your home and set video cameras up, and trap cameras, you know, trying to, you know, impede on your privacy, so to say? You know, it would piss you off, and you'd have nothing to do with anybody who tried to do something like that. Well, you know, it's kind of the same thing. and running around the forest, acting like the paparazzi, you know, trying to get the money shot, and we got to prove their existence. You know, the proof is there. It's all you got to do is do your research, and if you are intellectually honest with yourself, you'll and you're a researcher, that you have to understand that if you are operating on a set paradigm, that you're going to miss out on so much, because your paradigm, I'm gonna back up. My my catchphrase now, or statement I make all the time, is if you're going to come out and interact with these forest people, the Bigfoot, the Sasquatch, don't let your paradigm dictate your experience. Let your experiences dictate your paradigm. And I, for the life of me, I just cannot understand why that is so difficult for people to understand. You know, there's some phenomenal researchers out there that are missing the boat. Um, yeah, I get it. You want video. You want that money shot, and it hasn't happened yet, and people have been trying to do this for the last 50 years. Since Patterson Gimlin film. Yes, there's been some that have been caught on camera and caught on therm, and periodically one or part of one will show up on a trail camera. Woohoo. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's just the difference in mentality. That I'm not out here trying to prove that these things exist, and I'm not things. Sorry, guys. I'm not out here trying to prove that that these beings are out here. I'm just sharing my experiences with this YouTube, and that's the only reason I'm doing this, is to share my experiences. But now I'm getting to the point to where what I've learned so far from these beings, what I've experienced so far, is is phenomenal. Um, so maybe I guess what I should say is that you know the people out there that want to prove the existence, and that's what their main goal in life is, and make awareness that these beings are out here. Um, awareness needs to be made. Because the average Joe out here, all of a sudden, you see one of these beans, and an 8-footer, that'll take you back. And if you think an 8-footer's bad, wait till you see an 11-footer. Wow. Um, so I don't know. Maybe the difference is just in the agenda that people have, that want to prove the existence, versus the people who just want to experience them. And that's pretty much the camp I'm in, is I'm just out here to experience them and to share my experiences. So I'm starting to reach out a little bit to some of the Bigfoot sites. I've done a couple of podcasts so far with Christopher Noel, and I look forward to doing more with him. And I just contacted Carrie from Bigfoot Odyssey, and that gonna try and get me on one of the shows here pretty quick. It might be as soon as Wednesday the 25th. I'm gonna be up here until at least the 22nd, so I'm 2 weeks out here. You know, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a lot more to say because there's going to be more experiences happening. So anyway, that's enough babbling for this video. I'm going to go ahead and pan off and sign out. And peace out.